Hi, today's session is about VR, AR, MR. How it sounds to you? So VR is virtual reality. I think not everyone, but most of the people have heard about it. Keeping a glass or on their eyes or watching a movie and all. But there are two more terms, rather more than the two terms, AR and MR. AR is the augmented reality and MR is the mixed reality. So today we will talk about first virtual reality, augmented reality and mixed reality, and we also see that how this particular thing is called virtual or augmented, or if I will be moving from real to the virtual, how it is moving from the VR to the AR and to the MR. And we will also talk about what is the benefit out of it, why we are going for a VR to AR or AR to VR, or where the AR is fit best or where the VR is fit best and where we require a MR. So you can see this particular graph which is talking about all this MR, AR, real environment, virtual environment, augmented virtuality. So there is a new term called AV also. So you can see at the third number, augmented virtuality. So if I take the horizontal scale and on the one end I will say this is real. When I say real, whatever we are seeing. So these windows, this house, this trees, this park, all is real environment. And if I put another point saying virtual, which is everything is virtual. Everything has been created by using some sort of a software. So I am just watching a video, putting an eyeglass on my head saying, okay, I'm going into the forest and then I see dinosaurs and then I'm playing with the dinosaurs eggs. Then I'm going to the football ground. In the virtuality, playing a football with the people of the soccer players and all. So this is virtuality. Now there is something called which is in between. So we cannot say that we are completely real or we are completely virtual. Or maybe the applications or the uses of those realities not making sense if we go to the X side completely or the another side of the X-axis completely. And then how this particular thought process coming up to making up augmented reality and augmented virtuality. So this is the very good diagram to get the feeler, and then we go more about the definitions, and finally we also come to this diagram and saying, are we able to understand this story? Are we able to understand the concept of the different terms and how it is getting fit into this particular image? Definitions. So we will be talked about VR, AR, MR, VA. Now we will go more deeper what it means. So the first point I picked up because it's very well known and it is on to the left side of that particular image. Not the left, right side of the image where we say virtual environment. This is called virtual reality. So its word is saying though it's virtual but it's look like a real. So that is why it's virtual reality. Virtual is something which is you can imagine, you can think of. Though it's not there, but you are only thinking of. That is why it is called virtual, not real. So virtual reality, also known as virtual environment, a computer generated hypothetical world within which people interact directly with digital content. So explaining it, so this is computer generated, so it's important. So it's not God generated, which is God generated is the real environment, which is computer generated is a virtual environment. Then it's a hypothetical. So it's somebody can imagine, like a movie called Avatar. You go see there is a complete world into the tree and there are different type of people because something is hypothetical think of. So that is hypothetical world. And if we are making this such sort of a world by using the computer, it's a virtual reality. And then the people interact directly with the digital content. So one person is talking to the another person is actually not talking to the people. They are digitals. They are virtuals and then they are talking to each other. So that is how we can explain the virtual reality. Now the second term is coming up, the augmented reality. Augmented reality AR is a display in which simulated imaginary graphics or symbols are superimposed over a view of a physical environment. Tough to read? Okay, I will explain you into the example. So like I am sitting in this particular chair and I am talking to the camera maybe. But there is one of my friends is sitting into the US. How I can talk to him, not these videos calling, as in a computer game. So let's say I will be sitting here and I have a table in front of me, and my friend is sitting in the US. He also have a table in front of him, and we want to play a table tennis. That is how the augmented reality is coming up. So I'm capturing the environment which is close to me, like a chair, like a table, and I'm also seeing the environment which is close to my friend sitting into the US, but it seems or a gel up or a superimposed by the virtual reality. So it's not actually virtual because it's not imaginary. This table is presence. This chair is here. I am here. So we all are not imaginary. On the other inside, part is not imaginary, but still it is not the real. And we are playing with the help of computers, programs and all. And that is why it is called augmented reality. Now, augmented virtuality. So if we are more towards the virtual environment by using the augmented concept, we are more about augmented virtuality. If we are more towards a real environment using the augmented, then we have a augmented reality. So we talked about the augmented reality. Now we talked about the augmented virtuality. Usually virtual environment in which physical elements include objects and people are integrated into and can interact with the virtual world in real time. So here what we are saying, that environment is virtual, but people are real. So we are actually making it the augmented virtuality. Finally, we have a mixed reality. So mixed reality is that yes, we have some sort of a virtual, some sort of augmented, and we try to mix it. How we can do it? Let's say a very good example of seeing a movies with friends. So what we have to do? We have to go to the cinema theater, we have to buy a ticket, we are sitting next to each other and watching a movie. But how if your friend is not physically along with you, or the location of the person is away from your place? So and still you want to enjoy a movie with your friend. So then the mixed reality come into the picture. So whatever I would be seeing sitting here, and I will be getting interact my friend within some computer application, he would also be seeing the same. Whatever the comment I am giving on any of the actors acting or any particular scene, that my friend is looking up, and whatever my friend is saying to me, that I am looking up. If I would be looking onto the left side of the camera, or I would say the screen, then my friend also will be viewing, okay, I will be looking the left side of that, or the vice versa. This is called the mixed reality. Sometimes referred to as hybrid reality, is the merging of real and virtual worlds to produce new environments and the visualizations where physical and digital objects coexist and interact in real time. Another example, maybe it will help you out to understand more about mixed reality. So there is a furniture company, and then we always go to the furniture house, see this is sofa, and then we close our eyes and see, okay, this is my drawing room. This is sofa. If I would be putting my sofa into the drawing room, how it look like? But is it real, or I can really imagine the things? No. So what we can do? Maybe some furniture person came to my home having some glasses or something, images of a sofa, and they say, you just sit one corner of your drawing room, and you can now visualize in whatever corner you want to put your sofa and see how your room look like. Or you can stand at the entry of your flat door and see how is the interiors of your home once the interior decorator can done it. So that is called more about mixed reality. And this particular things also start giving you the feeler that how important it is. Like, I have to buy a flat. I may not be into country. My wife is going to some flat and she is looking over there. So I can connect to her with a mixed reality saying, she is looking to the window, she is looking to the size of the bedrooms, number of the bedrooms, washrooms, balconies. And because she is looking there, and by helping of the mixed reality, I would be able to look the real environment which she is looking. Though the environment is coming to me as in virtual, but actually it is real. So this is a mixture of the real and the virtual, and then let's make about the mixed reality. We talked about these definitions, we talked about this diagram, we try to understand what is virtual, what is real, what is reality, what is augmented. Now what is the differences between them? That is also important to make a clear picture that This is augmented, this is virtual. This is real, this is virtual. So VR replaces real world with artificial. AR enhances real life with artificial image. So VR is completely imaginary. So we are replacing the real world. So we are not saying that we are into the earth. Maybe we are saying we are on a one planet where it is, planet is in the top of sun or something like this. So completely imaginary and out of the real world. On the AR, it is more about the artificial images of the real life. Like I say that I am sitting into this chair which is real. I have a table in front of me which is real, but I projected it or I'm making it as an artificial image. Though the images are same of a chair and table, which is very close to the real environment. In VR, users enters in virtual world and cut off from the real world. In AR, user can interact with the real world and at the same time she can he can see both world. So VR is, we are saying there are so many VR players coming into the market. You just put in glasses on things, and then you see that maybe you are a train driver running a train, and then there were so many people coming across the railway lines, like a gaming. So this is VR. So you are cut off from the world, sitting into the room, but you are actually feeling that you are a train driver, or you are at a railway station, or you are at running a flight or something like that. So it's cut off from the real world and take it into the imaginary or a virtual environment. On the other side, the example which I have took, just a sofa example, it is both. So sofa is as an image come to me, but I am sitting in my own drawing room, which is real, or in my own home. So AR can interact with the real world and at the same time the another world. So something is real, something into the imaginary. In VR, everything around the user is artificially created by the system. In AR, user is not cut off from the reality. So again, I'm saying VR. So I'm in the zoo. I am seeing different animals. So zoo is imaginary. It is completely cut off from the things. This is artificial, and artificial. But onto the AR, it's not completely cut it from the reality. Maybe I can see an elephant into my home. My home is real. Elephant is virtual. Seems like the elephant is coming on top of me and putting, two hands on my table. But then table is real. Though I know the elephant is virtual, and if it would be real, I would not be sitting on my chair. I will be run away. But that is how the AR and VR difference. Some of the more differences of AR and VR, or maybe the MR, is VR might work better for video gamings and social networking. So now this is the applications or the implementations or the technologies things of those particular concepts and the technology. So we are making more video games, social networking like a Snapchat, it's completely VR. I would not say Snapchat is VR or AR or a mix, because the person is real. We are only making some bad faces or good faces, whoever it's like that. So as Snapchat may be the mixer. AR uses smartphone or a wearable devices and display images into the real world object. So that's a very good example. Wearable devices. And just for the information's sake, the next session I am going to take it onto the wearable devices, where we talk head to toe what all the wearable devices in the market, and this is actually enabled by the VR or the AR. So this particular session is important also to understand about this. So like a Fitband have a sensors. It is reading the data, giving my heart rates and all, but I am real. My hand is real, my pulses are real. Though the images are coming is not the real, it's the digital content. So that is how this is a very good example of a wearable devices as a part of the AR. In VR, senses are under control of system. In AR, user maintains a sense of presence in real world. So when we are in the VR, there are so many games. I mean, one day I was in a mall where there was a VR game where I have to be walk on the building. So there would be a footpath on the building, a building of 200 stories, and then I have to walk on that particular thing. And there were so many obstacles are coming. Some birds are coming, some flights are coming, and I have to be control myself, and I have to walk. But that's more about virtual. And if I slip, actually I am not slipping, but it feels like I am slipping from the building. But in AR, user maintains a sense of presence in the real world. So if I'm going to some hill station, and the hill stations, there is some mechanism of showing laser show and all that. So I am putting into the real world of a hill station, but by using of the augmented reality, they will show me, okay, you are into the sand dunes. So that is how it is. In VR, less advanced tracking devices are used like camera and movement sensor. In AR, advanced tracking devices are used like combination of indoor and outdoor devices. So we know because VR is completely artificial, computerized. So we have a cameras, we have a sensors, we have a movement, and we can make a VR games or any of the movie. But in the AR, we also require an indoor and outdoor devices because we also have to be gel up with the real world. It's not completely imaginary. In VR, more advanced sensor processes are used to render a complete virtual environment. In AR, only needs to process information from a various sources. So in the VR, we are making a complete environment virtually, but in the AR, we are using a real thing, try to make it to the digital content and then making an environment. In VR, high quality display devices are used to incorporate heavy graphics to create a virtual environment. Because we have to make a virtual, so graphics should be high, the machinery which we are using have a good processing things and all. In AR, low quality display devices are sufficient because we are actually reading the real world. We do not make to very charming or a different shapes or a different way of doing the thing to add relevant informations to existing real world vibe. So these are the some differences which again may giving you a view of seeing the same diagrams which we have started for real environment, virtual environment. In between we have augmented reality and augmented virtuality, and these two terms are called the mixed reality because it's mixing between the real environment and the virtual environment. Thank you. In the next session we will be more talk about the wearable devices which is actually came from the AR, VRs and the mixed reality. Thanks again.